video is going to feel a little weird, I'll be honest. I still have several videos on my to-watch list of Norm MacDonald. And I wasn't sure that I was going to really want to watch something of his so soon after he passed away, but it's funny because, not funny haha, but funny strange how when someone passes away, let's say a celebrity, people just often they just want to consume as much as they can about that person. They want to read articles, or they want to watch their stuff, or they want to read their stuff if they're an author or whatever. But in real life, not real life, this is real life. What I mean is, in your own personal life, when you lose somebody, well, me personally, I find it extremely painful to be reminded about the person that was gone. But I feel it makes me sad to be reminded of, let's say, a celebrity that is gone. But at the same time, there's a part of me that is very much drawn to wanting to see more about them. And I don't know why that is. And I don't know if that's just a thing with me, or if it's just the way people are in general. I guess the closer someone is to you that you've lost, the harder it is to be reminded of them or to see things that bring back all these memories. But anyway, I'm sure all of you guys already know by now about the incredibly shocking news of Norm MacDonald's passing. That was just, I was not expecting that, and I could not get it out of my brain. I know that he was a great comedian for a lot of people. A lot of people really liked him. For me, it took a bit to sort of warm up to his style. I was familiar with him before I started watching his videos for the channel, but I remember my first video or two-ish, I just didn't really click with it. And then the more I watched of his stuff, I kind of started to get it a little bit more. And so I found his stuff funnier and funnier the more I watched. So I kind of, like, in honor and out of respect for Norm, I decided that I wanted to dedicate quite a bit of time today to watching some of his stuff. I was going to go with a shorter video initially, but someone, it was Simon actually, he linked this to me, he sent this to me, and I didn't even know that this video existed. It's titled 30 Minutes of Norm. On the thumbnail, it says something about Best of Norm MacDonald. Of course, as always, I will link it in the description of my video. It is just under 30 minutes long, so a bit of a hefty video, but I feel like, you know, I kind of owe it to him to give him a little bit more time and attention now. Not that he knows or ever would know, but I don't know. It's just kind of, I feel like I want to do that. So I don't know how good this video is going to be, but let's go ahead and jump right into it. It's just going to be a collection of Norm MacDonald stuff. I could tell by the comments in this video that it is going to show at least one thing that I've already seen, and that was when he made this comment about 9/11, and it was just cracking people up. It was like so totally inappropriate, but yet at the same time hilarious. That was in one of the videos that I did a while back. That tickled me. I remember that was really funny. So okay, let's just jump right into this and enjoy some Norm.
Yeah, it's time to do jokes. Like, I'm a Christian, right?
I didn't know that. Are you a Christian?
Yes.
Do you watch the gladiators and things like that?
What the fuck does that mean?
Christians.
No, I just go to fucking military funerals and go, fucking faggots.
What?
No. No,
You haven't changed one bit. No,
you
really haven't.
No, listen, Kevin.
Visitors to New York's Times Square this winter are in for a bit of a surprise. Crazy people will be shooting at them.
Okay. A Swedish Bond girl, Britt Eklund, told Piers Morgan this week that she was seduced by Warren Beatty after the legendary Lothario took her to an X-rated movie for their first date. This is what I have to say about that. Hey, Warren, stop stealing my moves.
Okay, Norm.
That's my favorite this week.
Some
guy beside him.
gold-plated chains would make a nice retirement gift for a very, very good slave. Well,
Are you serious?
Well, this was written.
Are you serious?
This was written years
Did
ago.
you just write that?
I didn't write
Did
it.
you just say that?
No, I read it. Yes.
You read that?
There was no.
President Clinton said that if Dr. King were alive today, he would have supported the deployment of U.S. troops to Bosnia. Later, when asked how he could use the late civil rights leader's name in such a self-serving manner, Clinton hopped a plane to England and lit up a big fat joint.
Okay.
Hey, for the 9th consecutive year, Nick, JetBlue Airlines ranked first for satisfaction among all North American airlines. But you know what ranked least in satisfaction? 9/11 Airlines. What a terrible name for an airline. It reminds me of that tragedy.
Yeah.
Oh, 9/11. Yeah, no. Oh, don't laugh at 9/11
What?
again. 9/11.
That was.
I tried to tell him not
Way
to
to go,
laugh.
Adam.
I know. I walked through blood and bones in the streets of Manhattan trying
They're
to
laughing.
find my brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was in northern Canada.
Sapphire called the First Lady a, quote,
Like, why? Why? It's terrible, but why is it? It's funny at the same time. Why? Why is it funny? Maybe it's just because there's been so much time now since this happened, and 9/11 affects me a lot. Like, it really just emotionally makes me so sad and angry at the same time. But I laugh at this sort of stuff. And it just confounds me. Why does this happen? The look on that guy's face when he said what he did about like a gift for a slave or something like that was so funny. He was completely shocked.
Sapphire called the First Lady a, quote, congenital liar. Clinton responded by saying Sapphire, quote, deserves a pop in the nose. Sapphire replied by offering to fight Bill Clinton, quote, anytime, any place. The president answered, quote, how about right now? Then hopped a plane to England and lit up a big fat
Again.
joint.
Why is there an app for everything except how to rape a baby?
Jesus.
All joking aside, I know you love to joke, Bob Dole, you know, but that guy, he's a war hero, you know?
Yeah.
He gave his arm for his country. You know, he went through all these debilitating injuries during the war for his country. It was great. In all fairness, though, Bill Clinton also, he had a kind of some war injuries.
Really?
You know? Yeah. When he was in England there during the Vietnam War, I heard he...
Smoked a big fat joint.
I heard he had a bad injury. He burned his mouth on a bong.
Oh, okay.
Are you
That's
currently
good,
in a
man.
relationship or are you playing the field?
Oh my God.
What the fuck? What are you,
Are
retarded?
you really having a relationship? Come on.
Come on, I'm serious.
And of course, it was very inspiring to see President Clinton up here on crutches making a speech. I mean, I thought that was just amazing, you know. I mean, it's been difficult for the president. You know, he can't jog now, and he needs help getting around, and he still occasionally suffers great pain, you know. On the upside, you got your medical marijuana, so that's, you know.
Okay, I think this actually might be from, it was a video that was recommended to me. It might be in multiple parts. And this must be the correspondence dinner, whatever thingy, where there's all this roasting going on. This must be a clip from that. Because I knew that the one that I have saved in my to watch list has something to do with the Clintons. You know what's so funny about his face? His face is like, he has this perpetual grin while he's saying these jokes, but it's a completely deadpan look, sort of like he gets a little bit of smile around his eyes and little dimples and this grin, but it doesn't really change. He says his thing and he just still has this little funny grin on his face. It's so deadpan too. Norm. Jeez.
You must inhale, sir. It's the only way you're going to get better. It's...
A frog goes into a bank to get a loan.
Imagine.
So the frog goes up to the lady, and she has a little name tag on, as they do. It says Whack. So her name is Mrs. Whack.
Mm-hmm.
So, can I get a loan? I don't know. You're a frog. Well, I want a loan. Well, what's your name? Kermit. You're not Kermit the Frog. No. I was named after him. The name's Kermit Jagger. My father's Mick Jagger, and my mother's a frog.
Oh, jeez.
He fucked a frog. and I'm his offspring.
See that look on his face?
Well, anyways, I want a loan for a lily pad. Well, you can't. I don't know if you can have one. Do you have any collateral? Well, I have this. The frog pulls out a little shiny pink elephant. You know, and
This reminds me of his moth
little
joke.
shiny pink elephant. So Mrs. Whack looks at it, and her name's Patty. I don't think this is much collateral, you know, but I'll talk to the bank manager about it, you know. There's a frog out there, Kermit Jagger, gave me this damn thing. Did you have any idea what this is? The bank manager says, what is this? This is a knick-knack, Patty Whack. Give the frog a loan. His old man's a rolling stone.
Okay.
This is cool. So the news, we're going to talk about
That's
the news.
what I
So we
thought.
have business news. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg is facing a $1 billion tax bill this year. Now that's
He pays $1 billion in taxes?
in tax. That's a lot of money.
Good problem to have, right,
Yeah.
Tom?
That's not bad.
God damn.
Absolutely. $1 billion.
$1 billion, that's more than my dad made in his lifetime.
Well,
Yeah.
it's more than most people make in their lifetime.
Unbelievable. This guy's carping about that. How old is this guy?
I don't know. I think he's in his mid-20s, maybe. I have to look that up.
And most of these, I feel these rich kids are unknown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's known because of that movie.
Yeah.
But I think most of them, I think that these super billionaire guys keep themselves unknown so we don't find out and go to their house.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
He's
you think?
probably not the real, he's just sort of like the, there's much bigger billionaires.
You think
than
there's
these
bigger
guys.
guys?
Oh, I think they're living on an island somewhere.
Yeah.
They're just running everything.
Because when you hear about it, how much money the richest guys have,
Yeah.
nobody, I know Sandler, he doesn't have nearly that much money. You know what I mean? And he's the richest guy, and he's super rich.
If you had, you probably don't want to make a big show.
No.
Yeah, they probably have the cure for cancer. They're probably selling all the drugs that we're all taking, all the drugs. They're selling all that stuff. They got all the cures. They're living on an island.
Oh,
Some of them are
those are the motherfuckers that fucking introduced crack into my neighborhood last month.
Do you have a crack problem?
Well, now I do, because those fuckers introduced crack into the neighborhood.
Really?
And what they don't tell you about crack is, god damn, it's good.
Yeah. Where in your neighborhood there's a crack?
Yeah, it's huge crack.
So you can just step out the front door now and there's a crack readily available now?
Well, I sell it.
Yeah.
But I'm using so much of it now.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting fat.
Yeah. Well,
I don't quite understand.
How is that even possible?
I don't know.
I was going to ask
I have
you
to
that.
talk to a gastroenterologist.
you don't have any now, do you? Any crack now?
Oh, no, I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
you smoked
after
it
you
all.
do it for a while, you do not share.
Yeah.
I learned that one the hard way.
You go, I'm out. But meanwhile, you're not out, and you do everyone else's crack with them.
Yeah.
And then you sneak off into the bathroom and do your own crack.
Right. Yeah, just good idea.
That's morphine's good too. There's one called crocodile. Have you ever heard of crocodile?
No, I haven't. In international news.
Last week on Larry King Live, Marlon Brando made the shocking statement that Hollywood is, quote, run by Jews. In response, outraged Jewish organizations made it snow in New York in April.
Okay.
like that here.
I met in the airport. I met Matlock.
Oh, Matlock is Andy Griffin.
Yeah, Andy. He used to call himself Andy Griffin. Now he goes by Ben Matlock.
He really calls himself Ben Matlock.
But yeah, I went into the airport and he was in there, and you know the bookstores they have in the airports.
Yeah, sure.
So he's in there. He's reading one of the big thick books. You know, smart guy. You know. So I'm standing over there. I'm leafing through a Jughead comic. I see him over there.
A Jughead comic.
So I think to myself, I say, hey, I'm going to sidle up beside old Ben Matlock.
Yeah.
And I'm going to grab one of them big books myself. He didn't have to know nothing.
Sure.
Pretty soon we get in a conversation. We start talking, and I find out how he ever solved that case where 𝐂𝐇𝐀𝐏𝐄𝐑𝐒 killed. You remember, anyways. Whatever. I wanted to talk to him.
Right.
So take 10 minutes. I'm talking to him. He's very friendly, very outgoing, and everything like that.
Really? I heard just the opposite about Andy Griffith. I heard he was kind of a butt. That's what I've always heard. Doesn't mean it's accurate. But this entire story he's telling might not even be true.
Take 10 minutes. I'm talking to him. He's very friendly, very outgoing, and everything like that. And it was really nice. And all of a sudden, I realized it wasn't Ben Matlock at all.
Really? It's not Andy Griffith?
Yeah, just some old man. And now, don't you think that this guy has a moral, responsibility to tell people instantly that he's not Matlock?
Oh, no. That's a good question. I never thought of that.
That's funny. That explains why he's
Finally,
nice.
folks, next week, Jews everywhere will be celebrating the holiday of Yom Kippur, or as non-Jews refer to it, Wednesday. This week in Minneapolis, the Minnesota Obesity Center officially opened. Its goals? To find ways to identify behaviors that lead to obesity. Also, it's a good place to meet fat chicks.
Okay.
In New York this week, Sammy the Bull Gravano was sentenced to just 5 years in prison for committing 19 murders. You better be careful, though, because New York has just passed a tough new law. 20 strikes and you're out. And finally, John Wayne Bobbitt is going to be an adult film star. He has been signed to play himself in the John Wayne Bobbitt story. The part of his severed penis will be portrayed by Pauly Shore.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Do we know why people are gay? You don't know. Do you know why you're heterosexual? You don't know why.
No, I don't know. Wow.
Maybe the abnormal gene would be hetero.
That's true. Hey, maybe the normal gene would be those ladies
that normal to be gay.
That cut their cocks into vaginas.
No, if you're looking to make it in standard television, you're not going the right route. You're not going the right route here.
Once I get on Hulu.
You're not sending this tape to CBS.
Once I get on Hulu, the whole act changes.
He just says this stuff is like so shocking, and what's funny is the reaction that people have to it. Like, he just throws it out there and has that same deadpan sort of grin look on his face, and the reaction of people to what he says is just... It's really funny.
This tape to CBS.
Now, once I get on Hulu, the whole act changes. Now, do you know that you are a cis male? Have you ever heard of that term?
A cis male?
Cis male.
Yeah.
CYSMALE. So what it means is that you are a man. You're born a man.
Well, as far as you know.
As far as I know. And you identify yourself as a man.
Yes.
That's a cis male.
Now, I don't understand. Where does that... Is this a new phrase?
Who's that guy?
Yes,
I recognize his face.
Marginalizing a normal person.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what that stupid term is. When I see it thrown around, when I see people pull that term out of their little vocabulary when they're fighting online, I know exactly the type of individual that is going on there. And he pegged it perfectly. That's exactly what it is. It's a way to try to diminish and... minimize or marginalize or whatever people that are, most people. Like, what are most people? Or exactly what he said. I mean, that's exactly what it is. I hate that this is the kind of stuff going on. And I like that he pointed out the ridiculousness of it. And it's bugging me, this guy. I have seen him somewhere. Is he the guy who played in Logan? The tall dude the really white, with the real white pale face, like he looked like the sun would just burn him up. That looks like him. I might be wrong.
Yes, it's a way of marginalizing a normal person.
Christy Brinkley told reporters this week that her marriage to Billy Joel was over long before their divorce. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Christy Brinkley and that she was married to Billy Joel.
Okay. Okay.
My family comes from Russia. They're Russian Jews.
Russian and Jews is more like it. One of the biggest anti-Semites I've ever met.
Russian away from
I had a
Jews.
bar mitzvah.
What?
I had a bar mitzvah, Norm.
Yeah. You did?
Yeah.
Wait, are you Jewish?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm kidding. I love the Jewish people. Yeah. And Albert Fish was born on this day in New York City in 1870.
Do you know the obituaries is concerning me? I'm a little worried because people are dying in alphabetical order.
Who the fuck is Albert Fish?
What?
Who the fuck is Albert Fish?
Oh, Albert Fish?
I've never heard of that guy.
He was known as the Gray Man.
The Grain Man?
The Gray
the
Man.
Grain.
The werewolf of Wisteria.
You
know why he was known as the Gray Man? Because he was a serial killer.
Yeah. Okay.
He slayed children and ate them. He's a cannibal.
Uh-huh.
But when the police asked a woman to describe him, and she said he was gray in both appearances and demeanor.
I think this was in that.
Very bad description.
This is like Arsenio when it was woo.
Yeah, woo.
But
anyways.
I'm pretending I know who Albert Gray is. I didn't.
No, Albert Fish.
Oh.
You're a New Yorker. So anyways, he was a child rapist and cannibal, as I explained.
When he says child rapist, you try not to laugh when he looks at you.
Oh, come on, man. It's not funny.
I know it's not. But I know you want people to laugh.
But Fish boasted that he had children in every state. Now, I would not boast about that. I don't think you would. I don't think you'd do it. But if you did do it, you certainly wouldn't boast about it. You'd take that to the grave with you. But he boasted.
But they say they eventually all sing like a canary.
They do say that?
About murderers, right?
Yeah,
they brag to a friend.
Right.
When Norm bragged, sorry.
But Fish, this is interesting. Fish chose his victims. He only chose victims who were either mentally handicapped. Now, don't laugh at this next part, please.
You know he wants you to, right?
No, if you laugh at this next part.
Okay, and I'm not.
Fish chose victims who were either mentally handicapped or African American. Oh, come on. Why would you think that's funny? God damn, Fred.
The way he looks at him.
Jesus Christ, that was the worst part of the story. Okay. But why do you think he did that? What would be the explanation? Why would he only attack? Why would his victims that he chose only be either mentally handicapped or African Americans?
Because people in those days didn't care when those people were vanished.
You're right. Thinking like Albert Fish now.
And prostitutes. That's why they.
That's right.
Prostitutes.
Exactly. Nobody really cares about prostitutes.
Well, it's like that comedian that would rape people at comedy club. No, in colleges.
Yes, Vince Champ.
They always said his great gimmick was that people would think who did it, and they never, because he'd go on to another town and another college.
Yeah, I never heard about that
People say, "What about the comic?"
Yeah, maybe the worst gimmick a comic ever had. But anyways, but you were exactly right. That's why Albert Fish killed only mentally handicapped and African Americans.
What about? Okay.
I thought you'd laugh at African Americans again, that they were.
No, I know him. I know he'll do something. That's outrageous.
Well, it's kind of outrageous for you. But anyways, Fish tortured, mutilated, and murdered the youngsters. They were children. With a meat cleaver, a butcher knife, and a small hand saw.
Oh,
God,
This is the topical portion?
Yeah.
This is the birthday.
And then he solidified his reputation as the most vicious child slayer in criminal history.
Oh,
Though barely literate, Fish wrote taunting letters to the parents of his victims, gruesomely detailing how he slayed, butchered, cooked, and then with great enjoyment dined on their offspring. Cool. He would inevitably declare that a child's roasted rump was the most toothsome dish in all of gastronomy. Additionally, Fish was a masochist. Get this. And he would insert wool doused with lighter fluid into his own anus and set it alight for his own enjoyment. Fish was finally arrested, and he immediately began confessing to killing 700 children.
Get out of here.
Yes, and he was dizzyingly happy about it. Smiled as he described the grisly details of the tortures and the murders, appearing to the detectives. And one of the detectives said he appeared as the devil himself. I mean, this guy was a real jerk.
That's putting it mildly. Okay, so he reads on this little podcasty show or whatever of his, he's reading some really dark, serious subject matter. And I haven't watched his stuff yet, like this little show. I don't know if this is the one. No, I don't think this is the one that was on Netflix. So what was why would they go into this sort of stuff? Or were they just doing conversations about just anything? And is Norm's goal to try to get people to laugh at some of the most inappropriate stuff ever? Because if that's his goal, he succeeds a lot of times. And this just the look on it's him, it's his face. You want to laugh at his face because he gives you this look like he's daring you not to laugh. And then, of course, you have that reverse psychology thing going on, and then you want to laugh. I think I said that wrong. He gives you this look like he's daring you to laugh. And the harder you try not to, the more you want to laugh. Whatever. Okay, here we go.
Now I know there was no Albert Fish.
And here I am. You know, I look out, I see President Bill Clinton. You know, I see Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. You know, media mogul Rupert Murdoch. You know, broadcast legend Larry King. You know, pornographer Larry Flint. You know. Dick Morris. The list is starting to drop off a little, folks, but still, you get the idea. It's daunting.
Show you how they go. Michigan, so you can do it to the camera or you can do it to me. It doesn't matter. Michigan man Curtis Peterson received a 15-year prison sentence for having sex with his pet pit bull. What's that, Lassie? Woof, woof.
Oh, geez.
Grandpa got stuck in a well? Woof, woof. Oh, you got raped.
What?
They say the world's a smaller place than it used to be, but I think that's an optical illusion based on me becoming a big fat guy.
It's only now, if people were to Google a picture of Savile, knowing that he was a horrible pedophile and general all-round rotten person, that you would look at it and you go, of course. I mean, now you look at it, yes, that makes perfect sense. I mean, with these like weird, he would wear like weird,
about the pedophile.
Think he'd wear things a bit like this.
I knew the bit about the pedophile, but I didn't know about the all-around bad person part.
Yes, well, I suddenly realized that I couldn't remember all of his crimes.
Yeah. Let's say Jimmy Savile goes into a room and the guy is like, you know, the person can't move, they're paralyzed.
Yeah.
And he doesn't act upon that person.
Right.
Who's to say it's bad?
Yeah.
That fella.
Me, I'll say it's bad.
But the lady is just lying there. You think her life's, you don't think she's just lying there. All of a sudden, a great entertainer.
Who is that guy?
Fucks her.
Yeah.
Learn about him.
I mean, even like you say, your unwanted, WNT, allegations against Michael Jackson, there had to be kids that were like, well, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is not some old priest.
I'm just wondering about...
I have a priest, by the way.
Can I just ask that because...
I'm not Catholic, but I know...
You have a priest anyway?
I know a priest.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for them because most of them don't fuck children. I just want to put that on the record, that more teachers fuck children than priests, and yet teachers are heroes and
Finally, someone brave enough to say it, which is great. Which is great.
There's Charles Woodson. How about that? How what a season he had.
Oh, I think I saw a bit of this one.
Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. that is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case... all bets are off.
I know the reaction of the crowd are like, I can't believe he said that.
Have you ever done anything in your long and storied career that you consider specifically to be in bad taste as you look back on it? Maybe at the time you thought it was a good play, but you look back on it and you think that was in bad taste.
Well, sometimes, like in stand-up, I'll do jokes that are like one time I was doing this thing in San Francisco and they were all gay people in the audience. They told me, so I figured I'll do.
In San Francisco?
Yeah.
No.
So I figured I'd do stuff about gay people so that they could relate to it.
Yeah, it's more about. They love that.
And so I was talking about because I went to this gay pride parade. And I saw in it, there were these old men and old ladies like with these signs that said, "We are proud of our gay son," you know? And so I was saying, that's an odd thing to be proud of, you know, because it's not an achievement, you know? It's not like something you work all your life to be gay or anything like that. And I just wondered, I had a hard time believing that these 50, 60-year-old men are actually bragging, you know, at work like they're, "Hey, Bill, you know, my kid, oh my God, we're proud of him, Johnny. He graduated from Harvard, you know, first in his class, you know what I mean? Now he's articling over at a law firm, and, oh yeah, he loves cock."
Okay.
You know? This kid. He can't get enough cock in his mouth, his ass. This kid's always cock.
Jeez, okay. All right, Norm.
I got a picture of the boy here sucking another man's cock. I want to show it to him.
To watch the maturation of you as an artist, to realize it took you 9.5 minutes to get around to the sucking cock stuff.
And in California, Christian Brando was released from state prison Monday after serving nearly 5 years for killing his sister's boyfriend. Meanwhile, his father, Marlon Brando, ate 9 pizzas. Yeah, Ricky Lake, you know, she really is an animal lover, though. She has 3 cats, 2 dogs, and a big ass that follows her around everywhere.
Oh, my God. He's so young there. Goodness gracious.
We're running out of time, but I would be remiss here if I didn't bring up something. People have been bothering me about this for months and months. People come on the show and they say, when the next time you see Norm MacDonald, he's got some tremendous stories about the great Bob Uecker. Now, do you have a story you can tell us about Bob Uecker? Voice of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Well, Bob Uecker is is one of my best friends. He's a great man. I know Artie told a story when he was here, and Bob was not too thrilled with that. But
it's Artie Lang you're talking
Artie
about.
Lang, yeah. But Bob is a very, very funny man, and I often go in the booth with him, you know.
Oh, sure.
So one time we were there, and John Fogerty was in the audience. You know, a fortunate son, you know. So John Fogerty was there. So Bob Uecker is a very interesting guy. He thinks of everybody as the same. He doesn't think of people as stars or anything like that. He's a very down-to-earth guy. So he was talking to me. He says, "Hey, man, you know that guy?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "That's John Fogerty, rock and roll singer." So I go, yeah, I know who it is. He goes, "Yeah,
I didn't
man."
know
He
the
goes,
name.
"But I played in a golf tournament with him." He goes, "You probably think of him as some that likes to bite the heads off of chickens, but this guy can."
Dave.
That's exactly how I think of him.
This guy can get it out of the sand trap like nobody's business. So he goes, "He's got a hell of a set of pipes on him." He goes, "Come the 7th inning stretch, I'll have him up here. He'll sing for you." So I said, no, Bob, don't do that. Like, don't have him come up and sing for me, please, you know. He goes, "What's the matter, man? Don't you even know who he is?" He got all mad. So I go, "Yes, Bob, I know who he is. He did Creedence Clearwater Revival."
Yeah.
He
Oh.
goes, "Yeah, he did all
That's
that."
Okay, I didn't recognize the name, but I recognize
John Goodman has announced that he will not be returning to Roseanne next year. So how will the show get rid of him on...
Oh, speaking of Roseanne, it's funny because he had a channel. He had a YouTube channel. I think his last video, he only has a few videos on there, but his first 2 videos were some sort of stand-up. It says he's doing about coronavirus. I put those on my to-watch list because I don't know where I'm just curious, right? And then one of his last videos was from like a year ago or so, and he was calling up Roseanne. Now, I didn't watch enough into it to see if he really was calling Roseanne. I don't know, maybe. But that's funny because that reminded me of the video on his channel. I'll link his channel. I'll try to remember to link his channel in the description of the video. Maybe I'll go watch the actual video sometime. The video of him supposedly calling Roseanne.
He will not be returning to Roseanne next year. So how will the show get rid of him on screen? Well, insiders now say that over the last few episodes of the season, Roseanne will gradually eat him.
Okay.
There is one country that worries me, though. Not Iraq, not Iran, not North Korea. The only country that really worries me is the country of Germany. I don't know if you guys are history buffs or not, but... in the early part of the previous century, Germany decided to go to war. And who did they go to war with? The world. That had never been tried before. And so you figure that would take about 5 seconds for the world to win, but no, it was actually close. Then about 30 years pass, and Germany decides again to go to war, and again it chooses as its enemy the world. And this time they have that guy, Schrankly, that guy. And I'm not even going to dignify him by saying his name, but I think you know what I'm talking. But you'd think at that point the world will go, listen, Germany.
Yeah, right.
Here's the deal. You don't get to be a country no more on account of you
No
keep
more.
attacking the world. What do you think you are, Mars or something?
Okay, it's done. And I didn't want it to go past. So some of these are pretty funny. Some I have seen. Some of them weren't as funny to me. So I'm not quite sure if this was the best video to react to, but it's a lot of Norm. About 30 minutes of Norm. And it just makes me, I don't know, just makes me even more sad that he's gone. And yet, I was able to watch this and not feel overly sad about his loss. I guess I was just so distracted by his little goofy face, that goofy little grin he does, and his little dimples, and just this expression. So, I don't really feel like I know what else to say about him and about this video. I will certainly check out the stuff that I've got on my list. You know, I've got, I think now, last count on my to watch list is like 800 or 900 videos I've got listed in there. I need to go through and clean up some of the old ones that just aren't even relevant anymore. But yeah, I have, like I said, warmed up to his stuff a bit more than I was in the beginning. I know he's super popular. A lot of people really enjoyed his comedy. And it's a shame that he's not with us anymore. You know, cancer takes a lot of people far too soon. I mean, certainly survival rates are better now than what they were, but still, my goodness. Jeez. He fought it silently. Reminds me of like what happened with Chadwick Boseman. And I get it. I get why, you know, people want to handle things like that privately, because it's a very private type of thing, you know, your own personal health. But that's really sad that he's gone. And now talking about this now is making me a little down. while I was watching the video, I wasn't too down, but now I'm feeling kind of down. So, I want to ask a question. I don't know. I'm sure this has probably been mentioned before, but this particular podcast or whatever this was here, what was it called? No. The one in this setting. Where was this? Like, where did this air? And is it available anywhere to watch now? Because the one on Netflix is just a few episodes. It's not a lot. And I don't know. I guess probably YouTube would be the best place to find these. And how long did this particular one go? Norm MacDonald live? I probably read about it somewhere, but I don't remember. So anyway, I can probably hunt for the information on that myself. In the meantime, probably check out what's on Netflix. The little that's on Netflix of his little show. I can't remember what it was called. I'm Norm MacDonald or something like that. Anyway. Okay, well, I feel like I'm kind of wrapping this up on a bit of a downcast feeling. So I don't want to continue to ramble on about that. But yeah, we lost somebody far too soon, and he was quite unique. I didn't realize he was as vulgar as he was, because I don't think some of the other stuff that I've seen of his, I don't think that side of him is as prevalent as we see in this particular video. Boy, he did drop some bombs on live TV. No, it wasn't live. Dave Letterman wasn't live. They record those, so yeah, they were able to bleep it out in time. But anyway, one of the funniest parts about watching Norm MacDonald interact with other people is to see their reactions to the stuff he throws out there. I think I get a really big kick out of watching people respond to him. It's just funny. I read somewhere, I think I don't remember where did I read this? Oh, maybe I didn't read it. Maybe it was something that came on the news, on the radio, when he died, and they were talking about how he was saying something about, or something along these lines about how he wasn't going to pander to anybody. He wasn't going to censor himself and pander to specific groups because, comedy basically dies when you do stuff like that. When you feel like you have to censor and silence yourself and tailor your performances because you're afraid of who you might offend. I'm glad that he seemed to hold true to that, and he didn't, bow to any sort of pressure, which I'm sure he was under, because my goodness, I'm surprised he wasn't canceled like 50,000 times. Some of the stuff he said in here is definitely cancel worthy, according to the types that, engage in that sort of thing, canceling people. But yeah. Well, 30 minutes of Norm, and I actually have to take off, so I don't have much more time, and this is a good stopping point, I suppose. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and of course, if you have any more recommendations for things that I probably don't even have in my list, I've got a lot of Norm stuff in my list, so I will, at some point, get around to them. And okay, I'm wrapping this one up, you guys. Later.